Итак, всем привет, с вами Хоми. Мы продолжаем прохождение игры Tangle Tower. Мы на Каменной площади. Прости, дорогая, мы ее опросили. Нам все еще не открылась какая-то тайная супер улика. Все очень плохо. Мы, в общем-то, расследуем убийство и знакомимся с членами семьи. И сейчас мы пойдем в самую правую локацию. Какая-то теплица грибная. Да, теплица. Жучочек. У меня просто длинные усы. О, господи, там человек! Во! Я испугалась. Начала противозаконно так подкрадываться к людям, которые пришли. Фрукт в горшке. Фрукт в горшке твердый, похож на самоцвет кожурой. Почва в горшке имеет необычный синий цвет.
Hanging baskets. They're so high up. To you, maybe. You're only 2 inches taller than me. 2 inches makes all the difference. A little chart of... Actually, I have no idea what it's about. Kind of reminds me of a periodic table.
Господи, нет, серьезно?
Greek letters, I think. Kind of reminds me of a periodic table.
Странно, окей.
What do you make of it? Not a whole lot.
Пока не ясно к чему.
Tools. Used by a gardener. For gardening. Hanging baskets. They're so... To you, maybe. Only 2 inches makes all... It's bigger in here than I thought it would be.
Человек.
Sally, don't move. We're being watched. Yeah, I see him.
Здрасте.
He's a little too big to hide in the bushes.
Вообще да. Халё. У вас у всех во всех в семье длинные шеи, да?
Or shall we just stand around staring at each other?
Это чувак, который видел нашу прошлую женщину, я Джоша.
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitzfellow, the gardener.
Mm-hmm. And why are you so tall?
I don't know.
Вы кто?
You work here as the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
Хобби.
What's the deal with the plants? They're all kind of weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
Точнее.
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what?
Там... Нет, там переизбыток
It's not
какого-то вещества.
poisonous, not to you.
What's this got to do with the plants?
Для растения,
Water
наверное.
controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet.
Ну да.
Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Логично, да. И не вот, понимаешь, и не это, и не возразишь.
As if you were talking to a slightly stupid person.
Our lake water causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
ГМО, только природное.
Like mutation.
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just
Тут у всех
nature.
странные, да?
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No. I'm just the
Он мне
gardener.
нравится, прикольненький.
I was in my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did
ты прям
anything happen to
гений.
you yesterday, Fitz?
Так.
I was up in the rooftop garden.
Блин, эта анимация такая классная, мне так нравится.
And then, it wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human.
Оу.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked. That's
Вот
normal.
где
She
Флоппи.
usually locks it from the
Флоппи,
inside.
Флоппи.
I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
You kicked the door down?
I did.
То по
Poppy
нему
and I
видно.
went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she
Она
had
же
her
по нему
father
была
with her,
рядом.
and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I
Понятно.
thought that
Весь
was
цирк
odd.
собрался.
You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me. I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so
Ну да.
long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
Куда? Ну она ж не ответит. А! Комната Фитца. Окей. Тут очень многолюдно. Ага.
An empty glass and an empty plate.
Тумбочку по себе
Looking
завел.
at it is making me want to cry.
Why?
I don't know.
Тут очень одиноко.
It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front.
А,
Inside it says, to Fitz, from PP.
то самое пипе, о котором он говорил.
That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad. I think it would rather be outside.
Возьмите его да перенесите.
There's someone outside the window.
Something outside the window. It's probably just a rock.
You sure?
Sure.
Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
Doesn't need to be. It's locked.
О, господи.
It's a combination. Sort of.
Все эти места открыты бумаги, чтобы узнать коду комбинацию для замка. Ага. А могу типа как-то ее шевелить? Я могу как-то типа...
Maybe if you move the paper around, you'll find a clue.
Нет. Нет, вот это вот. Ой, блин, какого хрена, а? Вот это? Нет. Вот это... Господи, какого хрена, а? Чтобы его можно было складывать несколько раз. Нажмашка взломалась. Вот это.
Still locked.
Блин.
The lines drawn on the paper correspond with the shapes in the combination.
Да ладно, Кэп. Может быть, только эта срань.
I did it. What do I win?
В чем разница была?
Not bad. Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh. That's kind of ominous.
Мастерок. Таблички садовый ну совок, ладно. Совок украшенный узором, на нем выгравирован узор по обе стороны сердечко, пипи и фифи. Фирс, вот это вот, и пипи, в смысле, это ПП... Пейнтер, которая. Окей.
Doesn't look soft. It's locked.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Пятнашки.
Nothing. Still
The
locked.
tiles.
Those moon symbols in the slots.
Maybe they're connected, but also
Я, кажется, представляю, что имеется в виду.
Nope. It's
maybe
not.
the information we need isn't here.
So where is it?
Somewhere else.
Окей,
Let's
имеется в виду,
come back
что...
once we...
Да, мы не знаем, как это решить. Угу. Ну, давай напротив, да.
Locked.
There must be some way to get it open.
Окей, пошли сюда. По комнатам пошаримся. Мастерская. Воу.
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
О, и такие же краски, как у нашей Дивули. У Фрей было. Вырезана из дерева статуэтка мужчина с мечом в руках. Фигурка была расписана вручную, на краску нанесли не очень умело. Рядом были найдены желтые, синие, черные и белые скляночки.
Nice. A real treasure chest.
How do you know there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above.
Карта сокровищ.
What's the deal with that painting on the front?
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
Искать сокровищ, чтобы найти. Шо? Ну, вот это вот... ну, имеется в виду, что... Вот эта часть. Это H2G, наверное, имеется в виду.
Nothing.
Did you check the treasure map? What about that painting on the chest itself?
Still locked.
I think there's a connection between, like, they're different versions of the same thing, maybe?
That was
The
intentional.
pad's just a grid reference for the map.
Ну, север же, блядь. А, юг.
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock has 3 different inputs. A letter, just a grid reference for the map.
Ну, так я ж пытаюсь, типа... I4, в смысле, ему сделать?
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock, just a grid reference for the map.
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock has 3 different inputs. Just a grid reference for the map.
Ну, такую картину мы наблюдаем в единственном месте. Вот здесь. Вот квадрат, блядь, 3 на 3. Эта штука. I4 или I-юг.
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock is just a grid reference for the map.
I.
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock just a grid reference for the map.
Я идиот, потому что не вот эта часть, а вот эта часть. Перспектива. Аж 6 запад.
There we go.
Perfect. What was in the box?
More wooden models. These are a little different to the one on the desk.
Ага, семья. Фигурка ребенка с зелеными волосами, женщина с седыми, красные и белые птицы, широкоплечего мужчины. Две на фигурки были раскрашены вручную, краска нанесена не очень умело. Рядом стоит банка с красной краской, кисточка, на кисточке сухла красная краска. А не кровь ли это?
Puffer fish?
Yes, it's also a lamp, for some reason.
Прикольно.
What is it?
He's an imp.
What does he do?
Well, if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed.
Oh,
Ага, вот такой.
it's a
Ага.
barometer.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken. The entire room is
No,
made.
it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
Вообще, кстати, похоже, да.
It's a magic lamp. Can we summon the genie?
If we get really stuck, sure. That's a massive
Do you
con.
think this little
I hope so. Shelf junk. The entire room is
No,
made.
it's not just. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
Здрасте.
Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
So, Felix, what exactly do you do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer / treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
Господи,
We're
понятно.
talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is...
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
Don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here.
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain, as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right. Fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
The entire room is made
No,
of
it's not just. I think it's the actual hull of
shelf junk.
a map with a dot.
That's a very boring way to describe a trip.
It's Earth.
If Earth was made of paper and gave off.
More maps.
No, they're just blank.
Oh.
Так, да, у нас был маленький перерыв. Вроде бы здесь мы все опросили этого странного чувака. Да, давайте, знаете, все-таки еще раз сходим к гобелену, посмотрим, что там есть. Вот что в гобелене...
I think it's a family tree.
Ничего не изменилось в ней. Ладно. И я еще заметила кое-что. Да, значит, мы Фитц, Феликс, Флора, Хокшоу. У них есть здесь отношения внутри семьи. собственно говоря, маршрут в день убийства и что-то подозрительное в нем. Но он что-то скрывает, это точно. Вот. Пока что мы больше ничего не знаем, так что пошли. Сначала мы исследуем их крыло, потом уже вернемся дальше, чтобы пойти в крыло пейнтеров. Комната Фрейи. О! Она рисовала Хокшоу, я прямо отсюда это вижу. Собачий
A
корм.
pillow with a paw print pattern.
It's a cushion.
Yeah, but that doesn't alliterate.
Да, ну какая разница.
It's a little wooden box for
To
paintbrush.
the casual observer.
У нас как раз... О, боже.
They're not real paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Господи, срань, за что? Размести кисточки в правильном порядке, разложи бумагу, чтобы найти подсказку. What the fuck? Нет, не сюда. Нет, сюда. А? Что это значит?
Nothing.
Did you find a hint on those scraps of paper? It looks like a ripped up jigsaw puzzle.
Ага. Мы идем от маленькой к большой.
That was incorrect.
Each brush has various characteristics.
Что-то
Height,
ощутил
bristle shape,
цвет,
paint
да.
color, handle color. The information we need is on the paper. Once it's been
Ой, да
painted.
фак. Сначала идет... Ну, рыжих здесь две. Рыжая какая-то розовая. Здесь зеленая, здесь синяя.
I did it.
Вау,
Ой, ой.
серьезно.
Not bad.
Круто.
What was in the box?
Just a photograph. Well, most of a photograph.
Ага. Это Флора с кем-то, да? Фотография двух девочек. У одной красный волос, у другой зеленый. Фотография оторван большой кусок. Я думала, что это Флора, похоже, а это... Может, Пипи? Окей.
Drawings taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like two people. One of them's holding a red rose.
Это Фиц. Рисунок, на котором изображены мужчина и женщина в саду. Он держит в руке красные розы. Рисунок, на котором изображена молодая женщина. Фифи, пардон. Рисунок, на котором изображен детектив Хокшоу.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a
Это
vivarium.
виварий.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there?
Это для этих,
Might have
для
been for keeping
насекомых. Да,
insects.
виварий. Так, а что за
That's
насекомые?
weird.
What did you find in the drawers?
Nothing. They're completely empty.
Так ее, потому что обокрали.
That painting.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Да, легко.
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
Ага. Небольшая фотография абстрактной картины Фрей. На ней прикреплен кусочек изоленты. На крае черной нарисованной линии. Ага, это в какой-то пазл, наверное, вставляется.
Freya's plants. They must not need sunlight?
Видимо.
Do you think this was always supposed to
I don't know. It is kind of a
No
weird...
windows either.
На окон.
Freya's bear.
А,
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
It's a fish, I think?
думаю, кит.
I think it looks more like a whale.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark. Painting supplies.
Even though we're halfway up, someone's been tracking in mud from outside.
Так, еще что на
It's Freya's
кровати.
bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
Just little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone.
Do you think this was always supposed to be
I don't
no
know.
windows
То
either?
же самое. Вроде... Ну, трубы вон.
Do you think this was always
I don't
no
know.
windows either? Did Freya paint those
They're
animals?
kind of simplistic.
Maybe she painted them when she was younger.
Нет, это этот нарисовал. Ставр...
Just little
Господи,
trinkets.
я забыла.
Let's leave them alone.
Not the kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
Окей, хорошо. Я думал, что нарисовал ей этих животных. А тут что? Библиотек. О, здрасте.
It's an illustrated book about birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
Так, книга с птицами. Чернильник, на удивление умные птицы, живущие очень долго по сравнению с другими птицами-мистидами. Другие птицы часто агрессивны по отношению к чернильнику, поэтому большая жизнь он проводит в одиночестве. Чернильник отличается особенностью питания, обычно ест только семена растения тантиум амика. Окей.
Books about
О,
ancient
какой-то шифр,
history.
какой-то шифр, какой-то
I think.
шифр, я вижу шифр. Звездочка, гори, япона мать, потом жучень, потом гора, потом замок. Так вот. Шифр? Где же шифр?
These books are ancient history. I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to
Good
pick.
excuse.
Thanks. Books about geography.
Skip. Books about insects.
Well, theoretically, there's not a single book on that shelf.
Huh. A book? Fundamental entomology.
I guess somebody dropped it.
Is that a snow?
Of sorts.
Оу,
Hey, look at that.
это миниатюра замочка.
It's a model of Tangle
Да,
Tower.
да.
There's the lake and those. What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing souvenir.
Books about space.
They're relatively untouched. Sure. Why not build a science lab?
The search for new knowledge. The archiving of old knowledge. It's downright poetic.
И слева птички.
Books about
The
birds.
shelves are about.
Oh, so you're a the shelves are half empty kind of
You knew
person.
this already.
Books about nature?
I'm not sure. Soil samples? I'm not sure. Soil samples?
Вроде это все.
A chalkboard.
Is this a library or a
О, я поняла. Слушайте, я поняла.
Math.
Don't look at them for too long. You'll give yourself a headache.
Any idea what this means?
Not a clue.
Это, возможно, к этому, к периодической таблице в теплице, возможно, но вообще не уверена. Тут все смешалось: матан, химия, география, геометрия, пардон. И вот это вот срань, не совсем понятно, но посмотрим.
I'm not sure I learned anything from that.
Просто мы не встретили загадки, которые с этим. Ку-ку.
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you, miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to
Мне
talk.
кажется, как с тупой
You do
идиот.
not need to talk to me,
Oh no? How come?
because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for
Дизайн
letting me
прикольный.
know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A
Ещё
hypothesis
пока нет.
about the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator.
О, совсем не похвальщик, не похвально.
You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something or other?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be
Ну,
categorized
прикольный
into
дизайн,
one
серьезно говорю.
recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead.
Понятно
It
тогда.
automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but
Жаль.
that would be most amusing.
Что вчера делали?
What can you tell me about the murder?
Это
What
наш
can you
вопрос.
tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes, however, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi?
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew
So
ahead of
talk.
time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh,
Понятненько.
good.
I was in my room. The lights were off
Жги
and the door
женщину.
was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in
Ого.
the face.
Фига ты ее тут панчем.
She insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly
Ну пока все
devastated.
относительно сходится.
Then
Слушайте, я пока...
I took a sample of the red paint on the
Расхождение.
unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
Ага.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Ну, все отвлекаются как могут.
Why would one affect the other?
Окей.
This photograph
Можно
is my
что-то
favorite
показать?
photograph.
А,
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me.
это...
Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off.
Там треть.
It was only a third.
Там Поппи, наверное, была.
I believe Freya was attempting to
Мы теперь можем
communicate
показывать, я
something
этого не
through this
видел у других,
painting.
серьезно.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds
А я
floating
вижу
above it.
эту.
As such,
Грим-шоу.
I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever.
Так, мгм.
That blade.
Это,
It's a troll. for
ну,
gardening.
мастихин, совок. Ночь остр.
The statue itself does not interest me, but I do wish to know about those symbols on the harp. Have you deciphered their meaning yet?
We're working on it.
We are.
We are.
This belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette
Ага,
tapes.
то есть это
What
коллектаблсы.
happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an extended period of time.
Right, but why?
I do not know why.
Is
Нервный
she
смех.
laughing?
Это истерика женщины, это истерика.
What is your opinion of Tangle Tower?
Прикольно,
Oh, it's
есть с кем
impressive.
поговорить на все
Elaborate
темы. Йоу.
gardens, unique architecture.
Must be worth a fortune.
Why do you ask, Fifi?
I am the heir of the Fellow family and the Remington family.
И?
This makes me the sole beneficiary of Tangle Tower.
Фига. А как же
That's quite
пейнтеры?
important.
They can't make you do anything, Fifi. If you don't want the house, just tell them. Or just sell it. Who cares?
You sound like her.
О боже, он бедный
This
дебилет.
belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
No, I don't think so.
Who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh yes, it has a telescopic
Я же
lens.
говорю.
It can only be used for looking at things that are far away.
Мгм.
Curious. Freya is normally highly skilled at capturing someone's likeness, but in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
I think she was just
Думаю,
being
это
kind.
да.
Why is that kind? Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I performed the test on the red paint myself. I
Да-да,
discovered that
понял,
it was in
солнышко.
fact not paint, but blood.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told me she thought the painting looked like a bloody knife. I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife. But then I noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Of course,
Ну, профессиональный взгляд.
Do you know who was reading this book?
it belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
Ну,
No.
типа.
My mother's not been in the library for some time.
Дань традиции.
The gramophone belongs to Poppy, but I believe
Ну,
she gave
понятно.
it to my mother, and my mother often loaned it to Freya. Or maybe it is the other way around.
When did it get cracked?
I cannot pinpoint it exactly. All I know is that it must have happened sometime in the last 2 days.
Мгм.
There is a drawing of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of
Фитц копия.
drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Трам-пам-пам.
A wooden carving of my father, made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
Трам-пам-пам-пам-пам-пам.
Fifi, did you test the red paint in this pot?
Yes, I did. I discovered it too was blood, not paint.
Ого.
A whole pot full of blood?
Not a whole pot. It is only partially full.
Yeah, but still. Doesn't that freak you out?
No. In fact, it may be considered rather reassuring. That belongs to my mother. I think she must be fond of eggs. There are a number of egg-shaped carvings to be found in the garden and in the Grand Hall.
Yeah, what's the deal with all the eggs?
Some people just like eggs. It is a model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya? The red paint on the brush is not paint.
Ну,
It is
поняли.
blood. Same
Ну,
for the
надо
palette.
поговорить.
So Freya added the blood to the painting herself?
Or blood got on the brush and palette some other way?
Всё,
Do
может
not know
быть.
the answer.
Да, это неизвестно. Спасибо, родная, мне...
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Can't wait.
А, да? Комната Фифи.
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
I'd read you the ingredients, but there's nothing written on the can.
That's even worse.
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been
Is
writing.
it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology
Ну
experiment.
ладно.
Scientific formulas, probably. I'll openly admit I have no idea what any of it means. Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this?
Arrows connecting all the different suspects.
They're not labeled, though.
Yeah, they're completely meaningless.
Да в смысле, вы же почти всех знаете. Ну, кроме вот этого. Флора, Сесиль, как там ее, Поппи, Фитц, отец Пейнтер, да, отец Фифи, Дум странка. Почему Дум странка? Почему? Я же Гарри Поттера не читала. Вот это и сама, и в смысле сама вот. Уню.
Did you notice who isn't?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And
И Фифи.
Fifi herself. It looks like a microscope.
Can I touch it?
И шо?
I'm not sure this is a microscope.
4 лупа в правильной последовательности.
I guess that's wrong.
The 4 lenses all have different magnifications, so they must each have a specific position along the rail.
Я вообще ничего не имею в виду.
Nope.
You need to Looks like you might need to overlap some of the lenses too.
Nothing.
Да
You
что
want
ж...
to close up all the gaps on the spine of the key. Get it all the line. Start by finding the parts that are too small, or vice versa.
Nothing.
Да,
You
блядь,
want to close
помесите.
up all the gaps on the spine of the key. Get it all to line up.
Стоит сблизить все пропуски на ключе, чтобы получился на ней. Но она не получится, тут же дыры. Я, может, беспросветно тупая, но я не понимаю, что ты хочешь от меня?
Start by finding the parts that are too small, or vice versa.
Nothing.
You want to close up all the gaps on the spine of the key. Get it all to line up. Start by finding the parts that are too small, or vice versa.
Я не могу крутить, я не понимаю, что ты хочешь от меня. Как я... Я понимаю, что я просто не вижу прикола. Факт твою мать это называется. Да, попробуем, ладно.
Got it.
Господи,
I'm
жесть
impressed.
какая. Теперь я поняла, да.
Sounds like it unlocked.
Yeah, it's built on top of a little metal
Очень
box.
сложно.
There's a book in here.
Очередная. Потертая книга, напоминающая дневник, она закрыта на замок с помощью странного металлического устройства.
What's that big book?
Looks like something. I hope it's just a bunch of notes about her
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like I hope it's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology.
What's that big book?
Looks like I hope it's just a bunch of notes about her. Homemade posters. This one's about the Pythagoras theorem.
Ah, I've not heard of that band.
Еще один мишка.
You suspect. Don't think you can get out being questioned. Just
I'm innocent, I promise.
save it for the judge. That's a whole lot of books.
Их реально до
The
хрена.
stuff Fifi's thrown
You
away.
gonna rummage through the trash can?
No, that is quite.
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
That's a whole lot of books.
Но больше пока вот здесь ничего нет.
That's a whole lot of books.
Мы достали что-то. Ой, ща мы к Фифе придем, она нам как в жбан даст.
A book. My book.
And what's in it?
Давай.
Pages.
А текст на них какой? Санти. Нет, не то, не то, не то, не то. Мне надо в улике. Хорошо, ваша часть, мы все исследуем. Давайте еще раскрыть и зайдем, может, что-то она скажет. Неужели мы можем реально со всеми разговаривать по этому поводу? Я, блин, не видела.
I admit, it's powerful. Freya was a talented young woman.
Someone even liked it enough to take a photo of it.
Now, we don't know why they took the photograph, do we? Perhaps they just wanted it for reference. A book from the library. One of hundreds, no doubt. What makes this one special?
It's about birds.
Yes, I see that. This is a potential murder weapon, is it not?
I don't know. I don't think the murderer would leave the murder weapon just lying around.
I think you'd be surprised as to what people leave lying around. A diary. Have you read it?
Not yet. It's locked.
And you haven't attempted to force it open?
That would be cheating.
You got it open. I'm impressed. I managed it myself yesterday. I thought Flora might be hiding something in there.
It was empty yesterday, too.
It was. Perhaps it's always been empty.
When did Freya draw the picture of you, Hawkshaw?
I didn't model for her, if that's what you're asking. She must have done it without my permission.
Could just be from memory. It's not quite as detailed as the others, anyway.
Have you deciphered the meaning of those 4 symbols on the harp?
We're working on it.
That's a no, then. A photograph of Freya. Could be important. Makes quite an impression, doesn't it? Although I can't imagine why she painted Flora wielding a knife.
You didn't see a knife anywhere in Flora's room, did you?
I did not. I conclude whatever stabbed Freya must have been brought into the room from outside. Unless, of course, it was the painting itself.
Surely you don't believe in that kind of thing.
A detective's job is to examine every avenue of thinking.
Ладно, у тебя пока ничего не вызнаем. Пойдем к, наверное, великану. Солнышко, кукусики. Кукусики, роднусики.
Fitz,
Давай.
one of these drawings is of you, in the rooftop garden, I think, with Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
Такой,
Are we done? Penelope knows about birds. You should ask her instead.
Ага,
Actually, I wanted to ask you about something. There's a plant mentioned on this page, see? Do you have any? In the greenhouse?
No, I don't grow that anymore. I've tried in the past. It's incredibly difficult, even for me. I could never get it to live more than a couple of weeks.
жаль.
It's Fifi and Freya.
Don't you think Poppy should be in the photo too?
Maybe, maybe not. She doesn't really like crowds.
two people isn't a crowd.
Right, but if she was in the photo, then it'd be 3.
Checkmate.
И не поспорь.
This is yours, Fitz?
Yeah.
Но
Do you use it?
I
Это
keep all my
совочек
tools in the
женщины.
greenhouse.
That wasn't what she asked.
Ну, совок обычно. Это не то, что она спросила.
It's of no interest to me, but I overheard Poppy and Freya talking about it once.
What were
Uh-huh.
they saying?
They were arguing about something, but I can't remember the details.
Окей. Хорошо, с тобой тоже бесполезно. Окей. Тогда давайте пока, наверное, это закончим, потому что как-то пока все и ничего и никак. Фица. Феликс. Типа, ты мне рандомные факты выдаешь, женщина, я в курсе, надо со всеми поговорить. Тут игра в этом. Вот, а давайте далее проходить Tangle Tower. Блин, ну прикольно, пока не очень понятно, кто. А прикиньте, если на самом деле Фрея такая: я хочу великое свое искусство нарисовать крови, как крутые мастера, и сдохла. Не рассчитала. Просто из-за собственных замыслов. Или, может, что-то гложила, она решила так суициднуться. Что странно, но... Пока мы не знаем, чтобы кто-то его ненавидел. Но посмотрим, и всем пока.